everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division in the Fall Major Tournament. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also visit golfclashtommy.com for more content about the Fall Major. Also subscribe to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to get the updated text guides. In this playthrough we'll see my shots, and I'm going to talk you through it. It's going to be some courses here where there is a good chance for drops. I'm going to provide you a nice way to get an eagle on hole 5 and hole 8. And we're going to see a drop on hole 1 as well. I don't think we're going to stop there. I definitely think we're going to see some drops on the par 5s and also on the par 3s as well, as every hole in this playthrough has a possibility of dropping. And that is something that I hope this playthrough is going to help you get closer towards. If you have questions, please let me know. And as always, when it comes to making a playthrough in the beginning of the tournament, there might be changes. So make sure that you check out the streams throughout the week or getting the updated text guys, so you get all the tweaks and all the changes to the play. So let's go and go get hole number 1. So for hole number 1, I want you to play with a driver that gives you a good accuracy and a good ball guideline. The rock is an absolute perfect club here based on its new the new stats, where we do have more distance with the rock now. The quarterback will work as well, but if you have the rock in level 6+, that club would be the club that I would go with. Maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment, no spin whatsoever, and we just aim for the ball to get up here by the bunkers, and then it's gonna fall down and we're gonna end up around 335 yards all the time. For the second shot, we do have a sniper funnel that we're looking for, and now we are going to use all but 1 bar backspin. All but 1 bar. And the thing that we're gonna do now is to look for the ball guideline to be stuck by the pin. You can see here, even though if I go back and forth, the ball guideline basically doesn't move. And now we're going to play this shot for in between mid and max distance with a 10% over adjustment, which is going to be 9.5 rings. This setup is absolute money. You know, do the drive like that, do the shot like that, second shot like this, hit perfect, and it's gonna go in the hole. So it gets up there, it's gonna fall down, and it's gonna be straight at the pin for a nice eagle to start with. So for hole number 2, we are looking for the funnel once again, and here I strongly suggest you to play with a kingmaker as minimum, because we do want to reduce the wind as much as possible. Another ball like a mummy ball, centurion, whatever, you know, power 3 ball you have that has wind resistance 3 or more is gonna be very valuable. I'm looking for the funnel, and I want to start at +2 yard mark with my sniper. And that's going to be slightly different if you have a lower level sniper, but you know, a tiny bit topspin. Look for the part where you can wiggle back and forth and the ball guideline is not gonna move from its position. Slightly to the left of the pin is the aiming point. We're coming in very nicely, and we get this one deadly close for the hole in 1. 30% extra for hole number 2. It's downhill, we need to over adjust, and once again, very good chance here on the hole number 2. For hole number 3, we're going to take it very easy. It's very easy as well to just go too hard here and put ourselves in a very crappy position for our second shot. So the thing that I do, I use a club with 6 bars topspin. 6 bars topspin is gonna be the absolute max I want you to go with. I play with a Titan ball. Obviously you can play with a kingmaker if you want to reduce the wind even more. 6 topspin, as much side spin to the right, no elevation for the drive, and we're going to put ourselves up into a very nice position here, which is going to be approximately around yardage wise 365 yards. Second shot, I like to play with my sniper. I have the backspin, but if you do have a sniper that does not have 6.5 bar backspin like a sniper 7 or below, then you play with the Guardian. Because we do want, once again, to have the Sniper as for its ball guideline. But in a worst case scenario, we play with the Guardian. Max backspin, as much side spin to the right possible. Line it up so you can picture yourself having the ball guideline to the hole. Then we're going to adjust from 365 yard mark. We're going to adjust for in between mid and max distance with a 10% over adjustment. No curl whatsoever. The ball is gonna come up here. And now when we adjust a little bit too much, and that's why we tweak and play it in between mid and max. But now we get it deadly close and we want to get it in for an albatross. For hole number 4, I want us to play with a 10% over adjustment. And that is because we're playing slightly downhill and we need to compensate for that. You also notice that I tried to have the Grizzly in my bag first and foremost, but I changed there because we don't have the distance with the Grizzly, but we do have the distance with the Goliath. So we do need to play with the Goliath here, as we otherwise will be having a very bad position, at least a starting position with the Grizzly. Maximum distance is what we're going to play with. 5 bars side spin to the right with 1 bar backspin. But I would say we should be playing this one somewhere between 4.5 to 5 bars backspin. And then we have half of the red ring inside the rough to the right at the +4 jar mark. And we're going to get this very close. There is a rough bump here and where we can play with a Sniper and with a Kingmaker. But in my opinion, the rough bump there with that type of wind is going to be very risky, very tricky. So stick with the Goliath, and I think that's going to be the best. So for hole number 5, there's only one way to play this one, and that is to go absolutely all in and try to go for green. I'm trying to go with a reference spot here, using my red ring, right side of the red ring, to be by the second mark of the rough. Like if you take the rough line by the fairway and then you go 1 click into the left, you see another a little bit darker rough line. There is where I want to put my red ring to be perfect. Max side spin to the right, 3 bars backspin, and once it's time to take the shot here, I do go with full curl, then I remove 1 ball of curl to get it to as a 1-2. It went really quick. I'm gonna take the video again, but the plan here is obviously to get this ball to the green every single time. Wind that is above 11 miles per hour is an absolute must. So if you are having a 9 or a 10 miles per hour with a berserker ball, you need to change to play with a snow globe. And that is only because otherwise you will most likely clip the rough if you're not very lucky. So we need to have 11 miles per hour, otherwise it's gonna be tough. So once again, all but 1 ball of curl to the right, and then max overpower, try to hit perfect. If you would be clipping the rough and roll out here on the top, you have a 30% over adjusted shot to play down there. But obviously, having a tap-in putt for an eagle here on a par 4 is obviously what we wanted to, and that's what we go for. For hole number 6, we're going to play it as we have done in the other divisions. Full blast down the middle. A driver with 6 bars topspin is preferred. Extra mile level 8 is perfect. I don't want you to go with more than 6 bars though, because using more than 6 bars will risk that you bounce on the fairway over to the other fairway and roll into the rough, and then the albatross attempt is dead. Max adjustment with a 20% over adjustment. Push up to max, and then you go full blast overpower. You do want to get the first bounce on the fairway, other one on the other fairway, then land there nicely, which would give you a very nice attempt for the albatross. You can hit great right, great left with your drive. That's not gonna be a problem. For the second shot, we're going to play with the Sniper, and the Sniper is absolutely the best club here. And now we need to just make sure that we're not over adjusting our shot. We are going to try to align the ball guideline with the wind, so we do have as much room as possible, like for a slight over adjustment or a slight under adjustment of our shot. 2 bars topspin, letting the blue ring be by the rough line, and then we're going to adjust from minus 10%, which is an under adjustment because the ball is going to be less affected by the wind. Then it's obviously the only thing that we have left is to try to judge in what type of club distance are we, and as I do slightly over adjust here, we need to make some minor tweaks here on hole number 6. For hole number 7, we do have some tweaks to be made, and I'm trying to play this shot as the same way as I do in other divisions to try to get the same type of feeling for it. But it's tough. We're gonna use curl, and we're gonna start by using, in this case, max side spin to the right and 3.5 bar backspin. I would like us to change that to go with 4 bars backspin instead of 3.5. White ring by the rough line, and then we're going to adjust maximum distance with a 15% over adjustment. Even though that the tree is cutting the ball guideline out, don't be afraid about that, because the curl here now that we're using is going to take away the tree from play completely, even if you hit a great shot. We want to get to the top right for the ball to fall down, but as you can see, we are curling too much, so in the end we do need to curl way less. So take away a ball of curl and go with approximately 75% of the ball in curl outside the adjustment range to the right, and then you're gonna be fine. Tough hole for a hole number 7, but absolutely a possibility to make it a hole in 1. For hole number 8, it's only going to be one shot to show as well. It's a par 4 that is played like a par 3. Max top spin and 1 bar side spin to the right. And I'm using the big topper here. I would though, if you do have a Thor's Hammer level 6 or 7, use that one instead. If you have an Apocalypse level 7, use that one instead. But with any other level of your club, use the big topper instead. You do have room for a great shot, that's no problem. And we do want to get the top spin with the second bounce into the rough and then to roll out on the fairway. We're gonna take this video one more time because it goes so fast. Bounce in the rough, roll out. Sometimes you get a little glitchy roll, but don't be afraid about that. You should still stay on the fairway. So we take it again, and you can see that I play with a Kingmaker. If you play with a Thor's Hammer or an Apocalypse, you can play with a Power 1 ball, that's no problem. I want to use a Power 3, Wind 3 ball with a big topper to, you know, reduce the fault margin based on, you know, having a less accuracy on my club. If we for some reason don't have any club that has a decent topspin, you know, let's say our maximum topspin is 4.5 bar, then we can't get through the rough. Then we either have to lay up or have to go with a power hook. If we lay up, 30% extra for the shot there. I hope you're not gonna be finding yourself struggling with that type of shot. We go for green, take the eagle, otherwise you're gonna be in trouble in the long run. For the final hole in this playthrough, we are going to play with the Thor's Hammer level 6 here. It's because it gives us distance, it gives us topspin. You can play with an Apocalypse, you can play with the big topper, but there is one change here I would like you to think about. It's like if you're playing with an Apocalypse or a Thor's Hammer, a Kingmaker is absolutely fine. But with a big topper, play with a Berserker ball so you do get the distance. But obviously there is an advantage playing with a Kingmaker as you can reduce the wind for the second shot. Max topspin, as much side spin to the right possible, adjust for a max distance, no elevation, push up to max and then take your shot. Second shot, we play with the sniper. As we do get the distance from our club, we can play with the sniper. But if you feel uncomfortable that you will reach to the pin for the second shot, try to play with the Cataclysm or the big dog as your second club, and then you're going to have no problem to reach. I play an aggressive line, but I think that's going to be something we have to do as it is a decent chance for an albatross. Only thing that I can think of here, 10% over adjustment for the second shot, and use whatever spin adjustment you feel comfortable with that takes you to its pin. But if you drop down into the sand, you need to make sure that the ball guideline when you're adjusting with topspin is going through the hole. Otherwise you're gonna fall short, as I'm doing here in this example. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this playthrough for Expert Division. And if you do have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. It's going to be a tournament with a lot of drops, in my opinion. I see already that hole 1, hole 2, hole 5, and hole 8 are 4 holes. I do believe that we almost can expect something to happen when we play, where hole 5 and hole 8 is going to be 2 absolute must ones, which makes us come out to, you know, around the -15, -16 for 9 holes. And I don't think it's gonna stop there, to be honest. So check out the playthrough once again, rewind, pause, ask questions, and then you're definitely gonna have a fun time in this fall major tournament. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Don't forget to subscribe to patreon.com/golfclashtom if you do want to get the text guides. Good luck.